Before we get into today's video, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of teriyaki beef jerky, buffalo wing popcorn, and green apple licorice. Now, you probably recognize Chrisean Rock as rapper Blueface's on-again, off-again situationship and the father of her unborn child, allegedly.
I'm pregnant now, but he already exit out.
All right, God bless. Congratulations.
Their messy antics have played out on social media, and even after breaking up, they always find their way back to one another.
Don't do that. You know I love you. I'm not sucking your toes with a camera. Hold on. Babe, chill out. You being freaky.
She eating your toes? Eat her butt crack or something on there. You feel me? It's like
all of that good stuff.
We don't. I know. But
What? What are we talking about right now?
Although people are entertained by this train wreck, a lot of us are wondering why either of them would voluntarily keep themselves in this cycle of drama, abuse, and toxicity.
Her dream is to be a ride or die bitch. Let her be that until she realized she's worth more.
This is why we decided to do a little bit of digging into Chrisean's background to see what her life was like before she met Blueface. Because in most cases, a person's upbringing can give us a better understanding of who they are today. Chrisean Malone was born on March 14, 2000, to Eugene and Charla Malone. Chrisean and her 11 siblings lived all over West Baltimore as her parents battled substance issues and were in and out of jail. We were able to discover that just 3 years before she was born, her parents were locked up for stealing their neighbor's mail in an attempt to cash some stolen checks. Her dad was in prison for most of her childhood, so she didn't officially meet him until she was 7, and her mom struggled to keep a roof over their heads. Chrisean told the Shade Room that at one point, she, her mom, and her 11 siblings were all living in a one-bedroom apartment in Baltimore. During an interview with a Baltimore news station, Chrisean shared that she was mistreated as a child.
I went through abuse, so getting either choked out or beat on.
And she watched as her dad repeatedly put his hands on her mom. The physical abuse caused her mom to suffer from anxiety and depression, and her mom eventually got hooked on antidepressants. Chrisean said watching the incidents made her push her father away, and it made her love her mother even harder. The turmoil that was going on also caused her to find any excuse to be away from home. At the age of 9, her family became homeless. She and her siblings were constantly told that they would be getting a new home, but it never happened. Chrisean bounced around and stayed with different family members and friends for a few days at a time before she had to pack up and find somewhere else to sleep. She knew early on that if she wanted a good life, she couldn't depend on her parents. She would have to step up and create it for herself. She told a Baltimore news outlet,
"Since I didn't have the childhood I should have, then I can have the future that I deserve."
In the 7th grade, she developed a love for track and field, where she excelled in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400-meter relay. Running became her way to escape the trauma and struggles she was facing in her life. But after training at school all day, when it was time to go home, reality would hit her that she had nowhere to go. Thankfully, the love and support she received from her coaches, friends, and other people at school kept her on the right path. She was able to travel with her track team and explore the U.S. After qualifying for the Junior Olympics, she eventually ventured out to California to pursue collegiate athletics, and she became one of the top runners in her conference at Santa Monica College. She was presented with the opportunity to advance to the next level of track and field, or she could compete on a Fox reality show called Ultimate Tag. She decided to compete on the show, which aired in 2020. As Chrisean took home the $10,000 cash prize, her family members and her then boyfriend cheered her on from the crowd. She decided to stay out in California, and she moved her mom out there as well. Chrisean said her mom was sober initially, but her mom eventually became depressed because she was lonely. Chrisean told the Shade Room that she flew her brother out to keep her mom company, but it didn't help, and her mom slipped back into addiction. When her mom left Los Angeles and went back to Baltimore, Chrisean felt a sense of relief because she no longer had the pressure of being her mom's parental figure and helping her mom fight through her addiction. In the summer of 2020, Chrisean was spotted in a viral video of a bunch of women sleeping in bunk beds at Blueface's house. Many people wondered if it was some sort of trafficking situation or if Blueface was going public with a polyamorous lifestyle, since he previously bragged about sleeping with 1,000 women during a 6-month time period. He later clarified that he was filming a reality show for his OnlyFans account called Blue Girls Club, featuring 16 women living in his house and battling it out, literally. In a poorly written Instagram story, Blueface revealed that he wasn't having relations with any of the women, and the purpose of the show was to, quote, develop these women by exercising their temper, attitude, patience, and composure. He went on to say that he was allowing the women to use his platform to give them a second chance to chase their dreams without selling themselves. He added, "They all have a past, I just want to change their future." According to one of the women on the show, Blueface wanted to empower women in season 1, but by season 2, he told them he had been in the gym, so he was strong enough to break up any fights between them. Chrisean's appearance in the series is when things really started to go downhill for her. She famously lost her front tooth during an altercation with Blueface's ex, Jayton Alexis. She later revealed her replacement tooth, which contained an image of Blueface. In December 2020, Blueface signed her to his record label, and they eventually entered into some sort of relationship. The next few years brought non-stop drama, breakups, makeups, arrests, multiple pregnancy terminations, and black eyes. Blueface dropped her from his label, Chrisean stole his G-Wagon, they featured their toxicity on a reality show called Chrisean Love, and they've gotten into physical altercations with each other's family members. They've also accused each other of cheating more times than we can count. In August 2022, Chrisean was locked up after the couple got into a fight in Scottsdale, Arizona. Upon her release, she told TMZ the lesson she learned was to not hit him in public. She also said the arrest made their bedroom sessions even better. In January 2023, she announced her pregnancy. Blueface, who shares 2 children with his ex Jayton, claimed Chrisean had been intimate with 10 different men in the last year, so he wants her to get a paternity test to find out if he's the father. Following her pregnancy announcement, Chrisean has gotten into multiple physical altercations, including a red carpet fight with a stylist. And at this point, Blueface even seems to be concerned. In a tweet, he wrote that seeing Chrisean throw a punch on the red carpet was a big red flag, and he doesn't think she's mentally fit to be a mother. While he appears to be agitated by her behavior and is constantly trying to disassociate himself from her, they always end up back together. This makes people wonder why they continue to associate with one another if their relationship is so toxic. Well, Chrisean's childhood might be one of the many complex reasons why. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, more than 2/3 of American children have experienced some form of trauma. When people we depend on for survival, such as our parents, hurt us or aren't present, it can impact how we view human connections. Negative childhood experiences can make it difficult to trust people. It impacts the way we communicate with others, and according to PsychCentral.com, you may enter adult relationships that mimic or reinforce what you witnessed as a child, better known as trauma reenactment. This might explain why Chrisean appears to be stuck in a cycle of drama with Blueface. She's simply repeating a comfortable cycle that she has experienced for most of her life. Thankfully, healing from childhood trauma is possible by seeking the help of a mental health professional and devoting time to self-care and inner work. We'll drop some useful links in the description box if you or anyone you know is struggling with their mental health. Here at RRG, all we can do is hope for the best for Chrisean, Blueface, and the baby. We also encourage anyone who might be in a similar situation to seek help. Struggle love isn't the norm, nor should it be accepted or celebrated.